Chief Garra, would you please come forward with your family? Chief, if you would, please take a moment and introduce everyone for us.
All right, what we have here, I'll go with my oldest first, Jessica, her wife Jason Murkowski. All right, I blew that one already. Jason Murkowski and Jessica. And my next oldest over here, Adrian, and her husband is John Scott, and he's in the military. He actually works for the post office full-time here in Canton, but he's been activated with the military. He's at Offutt Air Force Base right now. And then following Adrian, we have Christine and her fiance, Daniel. Man, I'm really losing it here this morning. Then we have John Dabrowski. He's married to my daughter, Aubrey. And then I have 10 grandchildren and one on the way. So that's why we didn't bring them up here, because it'd be pretty crowded.
Well, Chief, congratulations. You have a beautiful and large family. I have had the pleasure of knowing Chief Garra through his previous work as the hazmat team manager in my previous job as a county commissioner. And I can tell you that he did an excellent job in that capacity. I am excited and I am grateful for his promotion to chief. He is going to bring great leadership to the fire department. He has an extensive resume of service, including military service in the United States Marine Corps. As a former Army officer, however, of course, question your choice of the Marines over the Army. But thank you for your service, Chief.
I got to change my speech here.
I will now administer the oath of office. Please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand and follow after me. This is your oath of office. I, Thomas M. Garra,
I, Thomas M. Garra,
do solemnly swear
to
support the Constitution and laws of the United States, the Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio, the ordinances of the city of Canton, and the regulations of the Canton Fire Department, and that I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent upon me as chief for the fire department of the city of Canton, according to the best of my ability and understanding during my continuance in said office. And this I do as I shall answer under God. Chief, congratulations. Chief Thomas Garra. Chief, if you would, I would appreciate if you would like to make a few comments.
To Mayor Burnaby, Safety Director Perry, Civil Service Director Slyman, and the brave men and women of the Canton Fire Department and distinguished guests. It is with a humble but proud spirit that I embrace this promotion as Chief of the Canton Fire Department. The responsibility that I assume, especially during our present economic situation, can do nothing but humble the mightiest. Our new city administration must make the most serious of decisions in regards to budgetary allocation, and I must say that I have total confidence in our new mayor. My addition is even though he was in the Army, I have confidence in him. All right. With that being said, there are 3 points I want to bring to my department and others here today as new fire chief. The acronym is CFD, much like Canton Fire Department. The C, contemplation. There's a quote that says this: "When thanksgiving dies on the altar of a man's heart, that man is well nigh hopeless." And so first of all, just like I swore on this Bible, or took the oath on this Bible, I want to say thanks unto God for his unspeakable gift. Often at funerals, one hears the song of Amazing Grace, and in fact, not long ago, was a commercial on TV where people recited the words, so please listen to the first verse. "Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. It is only by the grace of God I stand before you today to receive this promotion." I remember once on Route 30, I literally walked 15 feet from a car that it was a wreck, a rollover car wreck, and it was a rainy day. As soon as I walked away, a car went out of control, slid sideways, crossed right over where I was standing up on the berm, came to rest of the previous wrecked car. Many years ago, I gave my life to Christ, and since then he's been faithful to me. In the Marine Corps, we learned the slogan, Semper Fidelis, which means always faithful to God, to country, and Corps. If I could apply that to my situation, now I would say I want to be faithful to God, to country and city, in the fire department. 26 years ago this winter, I was unemployed, on food stamps, and my family was on WIC. I stood in the line to get benefits, and even though I had a college degree and 3 years of military service, I asked God just to help me use the education and ability I had to get a job to support my family. What was ironic was only a couple years before that, I sat in an ambulance in South Carolina watching a structure fire, employed down there in Beaufort County EMS. And I was watching firefighters crawl into a burning house. I said, I'll never do that. The lesson is this: if you are willing to give everything to God, then he will take care of you, even if you have to overcome certain fears. The psalmist wrote, "Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me." And many of the firefighters you see here today, though we dress up, though we come to this organized method and nice lighting and all that, when you're sleeping at night, they'll respond to a structure fire, go to a second floor. It's not like TV where you see these gas flames looking up around. There's zero visibility, and they're trying to find either a person or a hotspot, and their lives are on line. I remember once on 4th Street, I was working with a firefighter. We're on the second floor like that. It was like 10 below zero, so we almost froze getting there. And then on the second floor, it got so hot, the water didn't come, it melted the face shields. That's pretty hot. And these guys out there, and these men and women, put their lives on the line all the time like that. And they come home to their families safe thus far. I would also like to thank my wife, Brenda, for being patient for one of the last times I had to study, hopefully the last time I ever study again in my life. And believe me, it was a frantic study for this last promotion, because I had to beat Chief Bennett here. Now, let me explain that. Speaking of Chief Bennett, through the years, we have been brutal test sparring partners. He beat me at captain, came in above me. I beat him at battalion chief. He beat me at division chief. And I was falling down to the mat, and I lucked out with one last shot and got chief. And may I say this to all, we have been competitors, but not conspirators. We have been beaten by each other, but never bitter. We have disagreed on issues, but the issues never divided us. And that's what I'd like to put out to our fire department, even to the citizens of this great city. You might disagree on issues, but sometimes you got to put your personal opinions aside and unify together for a common cause. So together we rise to my next point. C and then F for family. Nobody can get here without a good mother. And I'd like my mother to raise her hand. If she can stand, go ahead and stand, Mom. Go ahead. Thank her. Thank you. Mark Twain said, "My mother had a great deal of trouble with me, but I think she enjoyed it." So kudos to that. You have already met my family, and afterwards you can see all the grandchildren. I had a hard time reciting all the names. Wait till I have to recite all the names of my grandchildren. But they're a blast. Point 3 is D for duty. There's a saying, 2 men looked out through the bars. One saw mud, the other saw stars. See, it's all in your perspective. As you well know from the media, the city of Canton is in the midst of a financial challenge. And that change directly affects the capabilities of the Canton Fire Department, but I do not say it affects the capabilities of a Canton firefighter. We have been trained to overcome adversity, adapt, and to rise up to any challenge that faces us, whether it be trauma from a car wreck, a heart attack, or fire at a structure like a house or a commercial building. Therefore, to the citizens of Canton, I want you to know that we desperately need manpower to staff our stations. But we will do the best we can until the economic situation turns around. And along these lines, I want to say that I have full confidence in Mayor Burnaby and his staff that we can turn this economic situation around. But in the meantime, please know that these are the very dangerous times for our firefighters and paramedics. As working as a hazmat team manager for Stark County, Mayor Burnaby was an integral part in turning around this financial situation for Stark County and very supportive of the emergency services, including Stark County Hazmat Team. So I close with this. C, contemplation. Remember the pit from where you're dug and be thankful. F for family, D for duty. We might appear to be in a financial and manpower prison, but I choose to see the stars rather than the mud. Thank you for coming out and supporting these promotions. May God bless the City of Canton, Ohio, and our leaders. Thank you.
One more item for you. Are you going to put that on your head?
I'm going to ask Kate to come on up here. There we go. He just had his stick.